This podcast is brought to you in part by P&P Games, your online source for everything video games. Visit their website at pnpgames.com or at one of their 3 retail locations in Winnipeg, Manitoba. All right, everybody, and welcome to the Touch of Gaming podcast. This is episode number 157. Recording this on it's not Saturday, it's Thursday, December 12th, 2013. As always, I'm your host, Lloyd Hannison, and joining me, Jared Schultz. Jared, you look different this week. I don't know what it is. You look more pixeled, like you have more definitions. Some might say highly defined.
Yeah, now you can see every balding patch and everything.
You got a new camera. It looks good, man.
Yeah, and it's wide angle, so you can see my entire living room.
You're on a PC, right?
Yeah, so I have been using a laptop and been using the integrated onboard camera, and I just went over to my Big Daddy PC that I built, and
is that its name? Do you sit down and say, "All right, Big Daddy, what you got for me"?
That'd be a great name for it. Maybe I should go rename the computer right now.
So you can actually, we'll have to set this up for next time, but you can actually use the tools that come with your camera to actually zoom in a little bit, so you don't have to clean your entire house, including your basement and upstairs, because of how wide this shot is that you're on. But
yeah, that's something I'll have to go figure out. Good. You see my son's little chair.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that earlier. Is that dinosaurs on it? I want a dinosaur chair.
Yeah, he was spoiled during Black Friday.
Nice. This is the guy that just told me all the games he bought on Black Friday.
Dude, it was ridiculous. Black Friday was hard on my checkbook.
Yeah.
But that's good. Lots of good games in the Wii U and all sorts of good stuff. So
nice.
Anyway, how you doing, Lloyd?
I'm doing okay now. I was having some back issues where I had some nerve issues with my neck, so I was basically out of commission for a little bit, but I'm doing good now and ready to get the show on the road. So just to give you guys an idea of what's going to happen for the rest of December, I don't know if we're going to do another show until after Christmas, maybe not into the new year, because normally what I do is I'll do a show this week and I'll do a show next week on most of the properties that I do. And then we close down for a couple weeks after the holidays. But you're not going to be able to make it next week, Jared. So why don't we just put it on a hiatus, and then maybe we'll do a pre-New Year's show or something, if we can find some time that works for the both of us.
Yeah, I'll be gallivanting around the country in a couple of different states over the next few weeks. So it'll be fun.
States of inebriation and inebriation. I can't even say that word, so maybe I'm inebriated. That was just horrible.
Yeah, but I'm not going to be in that state because I don't drink, so that's pretty easy.
Well, it's an easy way to avoid that, I guess.
Yeah, but no, I'll be in Arizona. I'll be in Utah, just around the West here, as I enjoy different holidays and actually, unfortunately, work from various sites for my work.
Nice. Well, good. Well, hopefully you have a good holidays, even though you're going to be traveling around.
Yeah, it'll be good, and you as well. And I'm sure that we will be refreshed in a few weeks and be so excited to get going on the show.
Mm-hmm. Probably with at least buying 100 games that are 99 cents each for the pre-Christmas sales that are sure to go on by all the big heavy hitters.
I almost wonder if some of the people put their games on sale early to try and avoid the EA sale, because you know that there's going to be an EA sale coming up here in the next couple of days where they will put the entire world on sale for 99 cents. So anyway, keep watching and put those games in, App Shopper or your favorite sale tracker of choice, because there will be some great ones coming up, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, well, let's get into the show. Jared, what have you been playing these days?
Oh, you mean I have to play games to be on the show?
No, you can play anything. Board games. You can talk about all the board games you've been playing. mind
Oh,
mind games. You could talk about all the mind games you've been playing with people, all
I've
sorts of
been
stuff.
playing more board games than mind games. But
Okay.
anyway, so first I was going to talk about a game called Space Chicks. This one is put out by Crescent Moon, or for no, it's Crescent Moon, and it's kind of interesting because it's an auto runner where you are a chicken, and there is some people that are claiming that it is very sexist, and I'm saying that it probably is a little bit, that they, could have made it not so obvious. But the chicks refers to the fact that they're chickens. At least I kind of think it is. And you're auto running in kind of a 3D world. Well, not a 3D, a 2D world, but it's with gravity. So you're constantly having to, you're running around all these different round planetary objects. And you'll jump from one planet to the next to moon, and then there'll be some asteroid fields that you jump around. And in every single group of levels or of planets, there is a female chicken that you have to go and there's only one, it's a one tap button where, you tap once to jump, and that's the only control there is. And you go and you catch this chicken, or you grab these, female chickens, and that then you have to take them to a spaceship to allow them to escape, I suppose. And yeah, that's pretty much the main thing of the game. There's lots of little things that come up. You're collecting coins. There's all sorts of different bad guys. There are little geysers on some of the planets that will then launch you away, which is really annoying because sometimes you'll like get launched 3 or 4 times and not be able to make it through. And you don't have a complete control of your timing because you're auto running. And then you collect coins, and you can buy a coin doubler, which is kind of cool. It's a really great. I'm going to play for just a couple minutes at a time, and it was free, but I think it's now like $1.99, and then there's some in-app purchases too. You can also, once you've won a few times, it's like one of those games where you can buy some permanent upgrades. That will give you more lives so that you can get hit 2 or 3 more times before then you die. Or anyway, there's a whole bunch of things like that. It's actually pretty good. I'm enjoying it. There's a lot of little fun things. It's a quick play, couple minutes, and I enjoy it. So that's Space Chicks. It's out by Crescent Moon, or published by Crescent Moon probably. I didn't really look into it that much. And yeah, it's on the App Store. Then I've been playing a ton more of a game called Lords of Waterdeep, which is a board game which has been adapted to iOS. It's would fall into what is called a worker placement game, meaning that you have little workers and you send them out and you tell them to go do things. It's actually set in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, and but it has nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons. But Waterdeep apparently is a location in there, and so you'll send out your little agents, and they will go, and perhaps they'll recruit a couple of thieves, or they'll recruit, and then they come back, and then you need to collect so many wizards to go and complete this quest for your team. And they go and complete that, and you earn points for that. And you want to have the most points because that means you're the most powerful lord in the city. There's also buildings, and it's really cool because if you send your guy to build a building, then from then on, if you use that, or if anyone else uses that building, you get a benefit. So maybe they'll get a big benefit, but you'll get a small benefit for having the building and owning that building, which they go and use. And there's some really cool things with the online integration. Has really great matchmaking, really quick and easy. You can make it so you have a fast game and give everyone only like half an hour to take all their turns, and it's kind of like a chess clock where you tap and it becomes their turn, and then their clock is counting down, and so you can make it a half an hour, which makes it, nice and fast game. Or you can make it like 45 days, which means that you'll be dragging your game over the next 3 months if somebody's taking a long time to take their turns. I usually like about 7 days on it, just because that means I had it earlier on like the 3 days, but then I didn't check it enough to get all the way through a game, and so then I ended up forfeiting the game. So it's pretty cool. I'm really, really enjoying it. I think it's 6.99 on the App Store. I already knew I liked the game because I've played the actual physical board game, and yeah, it's a good one. I'm not sure that it's for everyone, but if you do like the board game adaptations, I think this is a really good one to have, and it's really cool to see some of these games that you can play, one, really fast, and two, you can play, board games you can only play when you get a group of friends together, and this you can obviously play a little bit easier. And then the last game I've been playing is Team Monster. So Team Monster, there's a game called, I think I've already made this comparison, but they had Battleheart. And Battleheart was a team where you got like a team of characters, and this one you get a team of monsters because it's Team Monster. And it's kind of like Pokemon because you run around and you catch different monsters, and then the monsters show up on the screen, and you just draw a line from the monster to the bad guy that you want it to attack. There's also a really nifty button that you can click all, which was needed in the previous one, and you can just click all and drag that to the bad guy, and then all your guys will attack it. You have like a healer guy that's like a human, and the human goes and heals the beasts. You collect different beasts that has the whole like merging the beasts and having them somehow consume one another, which I don't know is always kind of a weird mechanic in my opinion, but it happens a lot, and this game has that. You're battling through a bunch of various islands. It has some very freemium things in it where you only have so much energy, so you can only play the game so long before you have to put it down and wait for your energy to regenerate. I don't think I've been pulled in enough for it to really matter that much, but it is there if you did want to play a bunch of it. So it is free. It is an interesting game. It was actually one of the games I was most looking forward to, and I'm a little bit disappointed. I think some of the freemium stuff is just a little too aggressive. And yeah, it got published by, who's that really big publisher? Mobage. So it's by Dancing Anchovy, but it's published by Mobage, and they're well known for putting lots of freemium stuff in there. So this is no different. So your mileage may vary. I kind of like it, but get a little bit frustrated with some of the freemium aspects of it. So that's Team Monster. And that's what I've been playing. What have you been playing?
I've been playing a fair bit, actually. I guess the first one that I've been doing the most of is I've been playing the new Simpsons Tapped Out update. It came out with the Christmas or the holiday update, since they can't call it Christmas. And just read Coupon's quote in the chat room. That was pretty funny. So they added the holiday update, and it's fun again. And it's weird because I played it so much over Halloween that I didn't want to play for like a month. And then just as I was getting back into wanting to play it some more, the Christmas content came out. And they're doing something really neat this year. You get gifts every day just randomly, which give you gift cards. And you need a certain number of gift cards to unlock different items. But you can then go to other people's farms and other people's places and give them their gift cards and stuff like that. That's not the cool part. The cool part is there's a whole bunch of daily things you can do. You can have the happy little elves. They can actually go and collect all your presents for you and generate a bunch of money. And then there's also this eggnog bar. And once a day, you get a gold coin from them that you can use to do a spin. And the spin game, you can collect a whole bunch of actual items that would cost real money to buy, but you can actually get them for free just by spinning every day. So they're doing some really cool things. So I'm having fun playing around with it. I'm just a few gift cards shy from unlocking Springfield skating rink. So there's enough in this game to keep me playing again for yet another Christmas season. So still playing a lot of that.
Can't believe that game's back, man. That game's lasted forever for you.
It's been out forever. I haven't taken it off my device since I started playing it. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I've also been playing a lot of iCycle, and it's this cool little game where you play this dude on a bicycle and you have no clothes on and you're really cold and you have to collect ice cubes, because if you're really cold, I mean, what else would you do, really? And you have to collect items and basically get through to the end of each of the levels that you're in. It's this like quirky little game. It's 99 cents. It's being distributed by Chilingo, but it's just really weird. At one point, you hit your head in the game, so the game turns into you basically going through like some other world because you're hallucinating. It's a side-scrolling game where you basically move left and right and jump. It's some of the levels, or most of the levels, they morph as you're playing them. So you'll be playing the game and then something will grow out of the ground that you have to either jump on or avoid. Different sharp objects will appear. It's just really, really fun. I've beaten all of the main levels. Now I'm going back and trying to get all of the... basically finish all the quests on each of the worlds, which will then unlock another mode, which is the original 8-stage game that was basically a Flash game from a long time ago. A lot of fun. Definitely worth the 99 cents. When I beat it, maybe next time we do a show, if we do one over the holidays, maybe I'll review this one, because it is definitely a lot of fun. Definitely worth picking up for your 99 cents. I'm also playing Angry Birds Go, which finally came out yesterday. That's the racing game. I'll be reviewing that one in this episode. And I jumped into Lego Star Wars a little bit. This just came out on the App Store. It's essentially the Wii version of Lego Star Wars. It's free. You get the first chapter. You get episode 1 for free. And then if you want to play all the other chapters, it's like $3 an episode. And then there's a bunch of other things you can do. So it's kind of this weird thing. Most of the other Lego games have been $5. This one will be like $15 if you get all the content. So it seems to be a weird way to change your monetization scheme when you've put out so many games all at essentially the same price. So it'll be interesting to see where this all goes. But I've been playing that. That's been a lot of fun as well. And that's about it, really. I've been playing other things here and there, but nothing to write home about or to podcast to the internet about, I guess, is what I want to say.
Which is almost like writing home.
It is almost like writing home. It feels like home. We haven't done this for a while.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, man, let's move on. Let's get into notable releases. This week was a really big release. First up, I want to let you guys know about Apple's 12 Days of Gifts app that just came out. Right after Christmas, and for 12 days, they will be giving you a thing a day. So last year there was a couple games, there was some music albums, there was a movie, there was a movie rental, there was some TV episodes. Just a good way to get a bunch of free content just for having an app on your phone. Apple will send you a push notification if you enable that. So you wake up in the morning and it's like, oh, there's a free thing from Apple. I'm going to go get that before I go and make myself some coffee or whatever it is you do in the morning. Really cool app. I enjoyed it a lot last year. Really cool. Really glad to see that it came back again this year. So definitely check that one out. Some game releases came out. The Room 2 came out. I really loved the original Room. It's basically a puzzle game where you have to figure out how to get inside this box, but they don't really give you any sort of coaching on what to do, and it's just basically it's playing with it. You're basically playing, sliding things, turning things. Like, oh, I turned this and this happened, and if this thing happened, then maybe I should do this other thing. Well, this other thing is happening, and it's just it's basically figuring out kind of like logic puzzles, and but it's like 3D spatial logic. It was a really lot of fun when it first came out. The second one came out, and apparently is just as good as the first one. In fact, I hear that when you beat the second one, you actually get a copy of the first one as a prize, which is kind of a neat little thing. So we're just about to sneeze.
I've heard it's way bigger.
That's what I'm hearing as well. So that one's $5. So if you liked the first one, or if you like puzzles, you might definitely want to check this one out.
They also put the room on sale for free for a day. I don't know how long it'll be on sale, but it might be worth checking. I went and picked up the first one because I actually never played it, even though I heard a lot of good things about it. So I'm going to be checking that one out over the next few days, and partially because on the Room 2 they don't have a Pocket Edition yet, so it doesn't work yet on the iPod.
Right. Cool. All right. Next up, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas came out, which is what some people call the best GTA ever. I like GTA 5 better, but there's a lot of big fans of San Andreas. That one's available right now on the App Store for $7. It supports all of the new iOS controllers as well. So I'm hearing some really, really good things about that. And last but not least, you have another boardy game thing to talk about, Jared. That comes with physical DLC. Look, you have the physical DLC version of it.
Yeah, so a game came out called Suburbia. It came out today, kind of not with the normal slew of games that comes out on Thursday at midnight, or Wednesday night at midnight. It came out just kind of randomly throughout the day at 11 o'clock, and it's a game that is basically like competitive SimCity in a board game adaptation.
Okay.
And it's kind of cool. And I bought the actual physical copy of the game. Actually, when I was talking about Lords of Waterdeep, I actually have the physical copy of Lords of Waterdeep right here too that I could have showed you. Oh no, I just about dropped the lamp.
Oh, that would have been awesome. I'm glad you didn't drop the lamp.
I was able to catch it. Anyway.
Everything is falling in your house right now.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't try to do too much and pull stuff out of stacks. But hey, it was Suburbia came out. Like I said, it's competitive SimCity kind of, except you grab tiles, you pay for tiles, and we're each building suburbs of the same city. And it's kind of cool because, maybe I'll have a suburb that has a lot of residences, and Wade will build the suburb where there's all the industrial manufacturing and, the garbage dump or something like that. And maybe Lloyd will win because he got more points. But, you're trying to raise your population and get people to come live there. And it's simple in a tile laying game, but I'm excited to see how it is implemented for iOS. So I will be playing that one here in the next couple of days.
Cool. All right, well, let's jump right into the news then. Looks like Apple has announced that the App Store now has 1 million apps, which is kind of ridiculous that there's 1 million iPhone and iPad apps on the store. So this isn't the total that has been submitted, because Apple about a year ago had announced that people have submitted 1 million apps, but there's only about 700,000 that were live on the App Store. This is 1 million live apps on the App Store. Basically, what is it? This didn't actually come from Apple. This came from AppFire, which is a company that does kind of meta information on all this stuff. Out of all the 1 million apps that are live, 413,000 were for the iPad, so either universal or iPad specific, and 1.4 million apps have been approved by Apple at any point. So apps that have come and gone, 400,000 or so of that. So pretty crazy. That's a huge number, Jared. How many of those 1 million have you downloaded? 5%, 1%, fraction of a percent?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. I remember I looked at my iTunes that I had a few thousand.
Yeah,
so
I did that before and I got scared and I never looked again.
So a few thousand, 2,000-3,000. That's what, like 2%. It's pretty sad. It's a lot. It's still a lot of apps.
Yep, exactly.
It's just kind of one of those numbers that's kind of unfathomable that they, have done that much, but it's great.
Crazy. So yeah, 1 million apps. That's pretty cool. It's something that Apple can basically waltz out at the next keynote to say, "Hey, look at us! Look how good we are!" And they'll talk about their 1 million apps that they've been able to approve and have sitting there on the App Store.
They wouldn't do that.
Apple never does things like that, so I don't know why I even said that. It was just weird of me. Next up, there was a version of Sonic 2 came out, and it was a good version of Sonic 2. But a update just came out, which brought it up to version 3, which basically took this game and cranked it up even more. So the update basically did a bunch of things that that people have wanted from Sonic to do. So let me look at what's new in version 3. There's a boss attack mode. There's the ability to get free extra lives by collecting rings, a whole bunch of things like that. But in addition to all that fun stuff is they've added a new zone for the first time ever. It's called Hidden Palace Zone. And this was actually a game that was, or a level that was actually in the original that was pulled at the last minute. So for a while since Sonic 2 came out, people have been kind of pulling up assets from the cartridge. There's been a bunch of hacked ROMs that had partially rebuilt levels that you could explore. But this is the first time that this world has ever been basically put out officially by Sega, and it's available there to play. It even has the same cheats from the redone version of Sonic 1, so you can go into the level select mode and you can choose the what is it called again? The Hidden Palace Zone directly, and just play through that if that's what you want to do. So I don't know, kind of a neat little update, Jared. I don't know, are you a Sonic fan? I don't think you are you?
I don't mind Sonic. I think he's a nice person.
You wouldn't punch him if you saw him in person.
No.
You'd talk about the weather and all the other niceties.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with Sonic. It's not like a game that I necessarily grew up with. I grew up in the Nintendo zone, but I will play a Sonic, and I still think that some of the old ones are pretty good, fun to play. So
yeah, so if you wanna play something that has never been seen before, this would be something to check out. So kind of a cool little update, and it was just a free update that just came out. So kind of really kind of neat that would have actually happened.
That's cool.
All right, moving on. Next up, Jared, why don't you talk about this one? Because I know you're the big Infinity Blade 3 guy. You're probably really excited about this. I haven't played Infinity Blade 3 yet, so I'm probably not the person to spend time talking about it.
How do you feel? How does it make you feel to know that you haven't played Infinity Blade 3?
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I think it's really, really good. It's a good game. It's better, average altogether of all the games, and it just kind of makes it bigger and better, even if they don't necessarily do a lot new. And this weekend, they have announced that beginning tomorrow, the 13th, they will have a tie-in with a movie that's being released this weekend, which is kind of cool. The tie-in is to the movie 47 Ronin, which is an action movie, which I believe is being directed by Keanu Reeves or something like that. So, that's cool. And they're playing this 47 Ronin show, and they do this thing where it's called the Clash Mob, where all the different people in the world get together and, try to accomplish some crazy task, like, do 1 million damage or beat 500 of this big, bad, ugly guy. And you can log in and help out with it, and everyone should, because this time if you win, or if the Clash Mob wins, then everyone who participates in the Clash Mob will get a special sword that is not going to be available any other way except for through this Clash Mob, and it's a tie-in with the 47 Ronin show. So apparently it's a sword from there, that'd be kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool that they're doing this sort of tie-in. Yeah. So that's the thing. So go load up Infinity Blade 3 and participate in the Clash Mob. I will be.
It is kind of neat that it has a direct tie-in to something that is coming out the same weekend. That's clever marketing. I kind of like that. I don't know if I'm still gonna, if I'd pick up Infinity Blade just for the fact that I'm getting a sword that I could see in a movie that I probably won't go see. But it is kind of a neat little tie-in. Hopefully more types of things like this come out. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe you can get the mech from the next the next movie that Tom Cruise is in, where he plays the time traveler guy, and he's in that cool mech suit. I saw the trailer for that today. It looks really cool. But,
yeah, it's pretty cool overall. I mean, I'm just really think it's great, and they are saying that there is an expansion pack that will be available starting next week. So they're trying to get people back in and playing it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be one of those people that's attracted enough to come back and play it for a few days.
Nice, cool. All right, well, last but not least, talking about expansions. Oceanhorn's been out for a little while now. It was a premium RPG, $9. Got really great reviews. Apparently sold fairly well. And there was an interview done over at pocketgamer.biz with the lead developer, Antti Velima or something. I don't want to pronounce his name because I'll get it wrong, but I did anyway, so I don't know why I did that. But anyway, they asked if there was going to be a sequel or an expansion pack coming for the game, since the game was a little bit short. And he said, we haven't... we're definitely going to work on stuff in the Oceanhorn world, be it a sequel or expansion pack. We haven't decided exactly. The next thing for us will be something to do with Oceanhorn. We're thinking of porting the version to other platforms. We haven't decided if we're going to do it, and we haven't announced any particular platforms. But we'll have to do a sequel, and I'm 99% sure we're going to make one. So he was talking all over the board about expansion packs, sequels. Sounds like it's most likely going to be a sequel if anything else comes out. Considering this game took 3 years to come out, I guess we can wait for the next version of Oceanhorn in 2017. So look forward to that on episode 227 of the... Or no, that would be more. That would be probably like 340 of Touch of Gaming. So we'll talk about it then. Put it in your books. We'll talk about it on that one episode.
Yeah, it should be cool. I haven't quite yet bought Oceanhorn, and it hasn't been because I haven't wanted it. It's been because I don't have the space for it. So one of these days I'm gonna buckle down and clear off the space so I can go try Oceanhorn out.
I'm playing through the real Oceanhorn right now, Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, and enjoying that one. I'm almost finished that on my 3DS. So I haven't gotten back to Oceanhorn yet. I think after I beat Zelda, that'll be the next game that I play. The next big meaty game that I play on my iOS devices.
That's cool.
Yep. All right. Yeah, that's going to do it for news. Jared, what do you say we get into the review section of the show?
Hey, how about we get into the review section of the show?
Oh, that's a perfect idea. Thanks, Jared. That's I wasn't thinking about that. Well, why don't you tell us about a game you've been playing called Band Stars, even though Prometheus didn't want you to talk about it.
That's okay. Prometheus left the chat room, so yeah, he can just deal with it. I have been playing a game called Band Stars, and avid listeners of the show that are paying attention will know that I talked about a game called A Story of a Band a few weeks ago or a month or two ago, something like that. And it was a game that kind of was a simulation game, as if you were a band, and it kind of has that Kairosoft feel where you're managing all sorts of little special things about the band. And this is a similar game, except it seems to have a little bit be more streamlined, be a bit more polished, have kind of a more fun art style, and it's published by Halfbrick. So Halfbrick, they are the ones that made, most famously, probably Jetpack Joyride, along with lots of other things like Fruit Ninja. And they apparently are getting into the publishing game now. And this game, Band Stars, you have a band, and you start off with a pretty crappy band with just 4 people that don't have very high stats. And you go and you try and record, and you try to get to the top of the local list of popular songs. And all you do in this one, so in the other one you were having to balance in A Story of a Band, you were having to balance how often you're going to bring out albums and how often you're going to go touring. Well, in this one, the only way that you can get money is by recording new songs, and you apparently never leave the small little studio because they are always in that studio. And they have energy bars, so as you record songs, like if you assign one of them to play guitar, then they'll lose an energy point for that guitar, or maybe you'll have them write the song, and you go through three stages in the song. What first one is the writing of the song, and then there's the playing of the song, and then there's the mixing of the song, and based on their skills, that's how many points of creativity or lyrics or rhythm that song particularly will get. And the more that you get, the better the song will do. And so eventually you're going to get enough money that you can start buying better equipment for your band, which will allow them to get more points on their songs. You'll also be able to either recruit new members to your band, or you can just train your current members. However, it requires a lot to train your current members. And then they will slowly run out of energy as you train them and record songs with them. And usually, your best person will get tired first. So you can go and drop them in your little hot tub so that they can recover energy faster. Or you can just leave them and come back in an hour or two, and they'll have their energy back, so you can then go ahead and record more songs. So it becomes a little bit of a treadmill like that. If you want to speed it up, because this game is freemium, you can use energy drinks. They give you a big pile of energy drinks at the first, which to me was completely deceiving. I thought that you were going to be able to get more energy drinks fairly regularly, but as the game goes on, it gets more and more difficult to get energy drinks. And when your band gets too big, the only way that you get like this room called the VIP room, where you can stick members of the band that you're not currently using, or members of the band that aren't very good and you're not going to use them anymore. You just banish them to the VIP room and never talk to them again. And slowly, the first one is like 5 energy drinks, but then the next one's like 35, and then the next one's like 65. So it becomes very rapid that the cost in energy drinks goes up. Yeah, and you just slowly keep working this until you get through it. And you can record, when you record songs, you'll also, along with picking who's playing what instrument and all that, and when you play the instrument, it'll say, like, for example, the bass guitar or the lead singer requires rhythm and lyrics, and so it'll highlight which one's your rhythm and which one's your lyrics, your skill, so that way you can pick the best people. But also, when you're picking the song, you will pick a label, and the labels are very difficult to unlock. So first you start with just self-publishing your and slowly you're able to unlock other labels with different genres. They are difficult to unlock just because it requires you hire enough people in that particular genre. And sometimes you don't get up that high unless you're willing to spend money on the game. Then you're also able to pick the genre of music that they will be singing, and there's a huge list of different genres of music. And usually what'll happen is when you get one, you'll do well in it, and you'll complete goals. And as you complete those goals, other genres of music open up. So, I have Bollywood and folk and reggae music, but I also have hip hop and rock and punk rock and electropop and death metal and all these things like that. So it's you get that, and then you also get the subject matter. So if you've always wanted to sing like a love song in death metal, you can do that, but your fans won't particularly like it, and you'll get a little frowny face and you'll lose a few fans. I haven't really figured out what the fans do for you yet. I originally thought that they were going to help you get cash faster, but that doesn't appear to be true, because with the same number of fans, it seems like the more important thing is how high up the charts I get, because the fans can hate the song, and yet if it gets up the charts, I still do the same. So and I also don't get that. But so I don't really understand what the point of having fans is, but apparently it's good because you get them. Yeah, so you're managing this. Like I said, it's simpler, it's more streamlined than the game A Story of a Band. I think which one you like better is going to depend on your personality and what you like in games. I tend to like this one just a little bit better just because it is streamlined and it didn't feel quite as fiddly. Just that extra layer of polish that really came off as nice. And so I'm going to give this game a 4 out of 5. It's called Band Stars. It's in the store in the App Store under Half Brick because they're the ones that publish it. And yeah, free in the App Store. So give it a check out if that sounds interesting to you. And it's 4 out of 5 stars for me.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for that one. Let's get into my review. I'm going to be reviewing a game just from a little known publisher called Rovio. And it just came out this week. It came out 2 days ago. And if you're wondering why I'm reviewing it already, we'll get into that. It's going to be interesting review. And that one's called Angry Birds Go. It's free, so you can download it for nothing, which is always a good thing. Or is it? Let's chat about it. So, Angry Birds Go basically has the Angry Birds racing downhill in various carts against pigs. Because you fight the pigs normally. So it's kind of like Mario Kart if Mario Kart didn't have a gas pedal and you were just always going downhill. That's kind of how this is. The other interesting thing is that it's set in the Angry Birds world, but it's the first game that is actually 3D. So all the models are 3D, which is kind of neat, kind of a neat little thing. When you get the game for free, only one of the sections is unlocked. So you're gonna have to do. You're basically gonna have to wait for updates to come out. One thing they do with this game is updates just happen. So every time I start it, it looks like it's downloading little tiny bits of information. Which I guess do something. I'm not sure. I haven't noticed any differences, but it's always downloading something whenever I start it. And you'll be starting it a lot, which we'll get into in a second. So basically, when you pop into the game, you pick your car. Yeah, you get a choice between 3 cars initially. They each have different stats: top speed, acceleration, handling, and strength. So you pick a car that goes into your playstyle, which is... Basically, for me, I picked the first one that had a lot of top speed because I like to have fast cars, but you can choose whatever you want. And then your Redbird jumps into that car and you go into a race. So basically, the game is separated into a bunch of different tracks. And tracks have 5 items, or at least the ones that I've unlocked right now. They all have 5 items. So there's a race, which is basically you racing against a pack of characters. If you come in first to third, it will unlock, you'll complete it and it will unlock something else. You can do that 5 times in the race mode, and then it unlocks challenge mode for the races. After races, there's time boom challenges, so you have a certain amount of time to get to the finish line. Then there's a versus challenge where you're basically racing, and if you basically get in first, you get a bunch of gold, where you wouldn't normally get that. Then there's something called the Fruit Splat Challenge, where you're basically driving, and instead of coins on the course, you're basically popping fruit, and you have to destroy as much fruit as possible to fill the lineup. Once the line's filled, you can complete the level without losing anything. And then right in the middle, there's an unlock where you are basically doing something called a champion chase, where each of the worlds will have a separate Angry Bird, and you have to beat that Angry Bird 3 times. You beat them, they join you as a playable character. Each of the characters has their own... Yeah, exactly. Each of the characters has a special move. So the Redbird has like a super speed. The girl that you unlock, whose name I can't remember, but she's like the pink girl, Angry Bird. Let me see if I can find her name. Her name is nothing, doesn't show it. So I can't remember what her name was. But anyway, her power is she turns into a bubble. So she's protected from things that blow up. And she also can collect items a little bit easier. And then that's about it. The game, when you first play it, it looks really good until you unlock her. Like you're playing the levels, you're doing the challenges, you keep playing it, it's great. As soon as you unlock her, now you have a meter where you can only play each character 5 times, and then they have to sit and rest for 30 minutes. So if you have multiple characters, you can play a bunch of races, and that's fine. Otherwise, you can pay the premium currency, which are gems, to refresh your characters and play another 5 races. I hate that. I hate whenever a game basically makes me wait, puts me in a corner before I can play their game again. It's like, no, this is a game. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to punish me because I'm good at it. So that was kind of like my first little flag. And then I played a little bit more. When you beat a race, it says permanently double your coins. And if you click that item, it takes you right into the coin doubler purchase. It doesn't tell you how much it is. It just asks for your iTunes password. And it's like, what? No, I'm not just giving you my password. That is crazy. So I'm going to open up iTunes right now so I can look at all of the DLC, because it apparently they don't want to give you prices because I guess they are scared, which makes probably a lot of sense because the prices are a little bit crazy. So let me.
So even so you know, if you were to give it your password, you would still then get a. Are you sure you want to buy this for whatever? However, you've already authorized it, and so like if you give it to a child or something, you would say no, but you've already put your password in, so they could just go back into it and select yes or something like that.
It just seems dirty.
Yeah, I've seen that happen to more and more games where they're like, log in and then we'll tell you how much it is, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't want to log in to get it. So let's look at the amount. So the coin doubler. Most coin doublers in games they'll be $1 or $2. I'm happy to do that if it's a game I enjoy. The coin doubler for Angry Birds Go is $7. It's $6.99, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then there's a bunch of other things. There's a bunch of vehicles like the Super Roadster or the Royal Rumbler. These are vehicles that have higher upgrade potential, I guess. But they're premium. You can only get them by buying them.
How expensive are they?
They're not bad. They're only $3 each. Okay. And then there's a car called the Big Bang. And there's also a Big Bang Special Edition. You will never guess how much that vehicle is.
$3 each, just like the other ones.
No, $50. It's $49.95. $49.99. It's ridiculous. Then you could buy gems. There's another vehicle called the Soda Pop Sedan, which is $10. It just seems really ridiculous. This game also supports the telepods, which are those physical toys that you can buy that have the little stand that you put the toys on. So there's Angry Birds Go Jenga, where it actually comes with cars and Jenga blocks that you knock apart. So if you buy that, it unlocks the Jenga level in the game. And also, I think maybe if you have one of the cars that's in that set, maybe it'll unlock that car in the game. I'm not positive because I haven't done that yet, but I think that's what it does. So instead of spending $10 on a car, you could just buy a physical toy and then unlock it in the game. Or you can just unlock it from the game itself. The Jenga level, if you want the Jenga game in here, it's $2 for one level. Seems really crazy. But it's just like, from coin doubler being $7 to the vehicles being crazy overpriced to your guys getting tired. It's like, no, I'm racing a car. I'm not going to get tired racing a car. If the only point in my life is to race a car, I'm going to be able to race a car more than 5 times before I have to take a rest. I don't know. I got to a point where this isn't fun anymore.
I have an interesting question.
Sure.
How do Angry Birds hit the gas pedal or steer the steering wheel?
Well, they don't hit the gas pedal because it just you're carried by momentum. It's just a downhill race.
Oh, because you're going downhill. Okay, never mind.
How they hit the steering wheel? I guess they lean. I guess I don't know. I haven't asked for the logistics. I'll have to call my contact at Rovio, who I obviously have. I'll ask them what how the fiction and how they've explained that in the canon of the Angry Birds universe.
Yeah, can you get on that, please?
I will. I'll do it right after we get off this podcast. I'll call someone
Thanks.
in Finland or wherever Rovio is. I can't remember where they're located.
It's Finland. You got it.
So yeah, that's Angry Birds Go. I mean, it's not a horrible game. I mean, it looks great. It plays well. It's weird because I was talking about how there's the 5 different modes: the fruit mode, the race mode, the explode mode, all that fun stuff. It all takes place in the exact same course. The only thing that changes is there'll be like blocks on the road, or there'll be TNT crates, or the layout of the coins will change. That's it. So you're basically replaying the same level over and over and over and over and over again, up until 5 times when they force you to take a break, take a timeout, and then you get to play that level over and over and over again to continue. What else? When you upgrade your car fully, it unlocks an upgraded version of your vehicle. That's kind of neat, so you can keep upgrading it. There's leaderboards, but the leaderboards I find really bizarre because as you get further up, so I'm on, like, say, on the first track, I've done 6 challenges on the race mode. Well, everybody's high score keeps going up, so and you don't seem to be able to go back in time and pick the first race that you ever did on that race. You can only do the one that shows that you have the 6th challenge. So it doesn't seem like you're able to ever like replay a level and beat your high score, unless the high score is based just around like whatever the best is. So you've played it, and whatever level you're at, that changes the high score for that level. But it seems weird to have leaderboards and have like so many possible things that can be tracked, and then not actually allow you to go back in and re-race and re-get your score up or whatever. So anyway, Angry Birds Go, it's a fun game. I really wish that a game like this wasn't freemium. This is the type of game where freemium really ruins it. The making you take a break. I don't ever want to take a break. If a game asks me to take a break because I've been playing it too much, I'm just not going to play it anymore. And I'll say, screw you guys. I'll take my time and go play something else, because it's ridiculous that is a thing that they're doing to us now. I mean, it's a very ugly thing because of all the freemium stuff that's been coming out. There's a whole pile of achievements that you can unlock. That's fun. But yeah, I mean, it's a game that is heavily locked into in-app purchases. I don't really like that myself, but I don't know. Maybe you guys will. If you're people that are buying the toys, like if a collector, or if you're a kid that plays with the toys, or if you have kids that play with the toys, maybe it would be better because it's kind of like an add-on to the physical thing that you're buying anyway. For me, it's just like a $50 vehicle, and I mean, the fact that you hit to buy something and it says "Give me your password," that just throws up all sorts of like red light alarms in my head. It's like, no, they're trying to get you to accidentally buy stuff without realizing it. I don't really like that myself. So anyway, that's Angry Birds Go. It's free on the App Store. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I'm going to see how this evolves. I'm going to keep it on my iPad and check out some of the updates and see if they've added anything that is interesting. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. In-app purchases are really evil in this game, and I don't think they're going to get much better, unfortunately. All right, so Angry Birds Go, 3 out of 5.
Go.
So Jared, did that convince you to go download it right now? You're going to go get it right this second, or you're doing it right now? Because I've been looking at the top of your forehead for the last little while. So you're obviously downloading Angry Birds Go. That could be the only possible thing you're doing.
That's exactly what I'm not doing.
Awesome. All right, guys. That's going to about do it for this episode. As I said, we're probably going to be taking some breaks over the holidays. We might have a show just before the new year. If not, we'll come back in the new year with new programming. So yeah, enjoy it. Have a great holiday. Happy and safe holiday with you, your friends and family. Hopefully everybody makes out okay. Get out there, play some games, spend some quality time with your family, and and just enjoy it. Jared, thanks for another year of Touch of Gaming. This has been a lot of fun doing the show with you still.
Yeah, it's been great. Enjoy it, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, guys. Let us know what you think of the show. Head on over to vgpodcast.com. You can email us directly at vgpodcast@gmail.com, or you can call our voicemail line, which is area code 505-VG-Podcast. We want to hear from you. Let us know what you think. Let us know what your plans for the new year are. All that type of stuff. We're happy to hear whatever you have to say. But that's going to about do it. I'm at Dasby on Twitter. Jared is at The Quacko. And until we next speak, take it easy, guys. We'll talk soon.
Bye.